We've gone through an extensive coaching search. It's taken us over 2 months. We think we've set the bar pretty high here. We wanted to have an experienced veteran professional coach with a successful track record, not only in the regular season, but really placing a high emphasis on playoff success. Somebody that's got a lot of credibility, well respected in the hockey community, Troy Mann. We just wanted somebody that was experienced and somebody that was well connected in the hockey community. A lot of the recruiting that goes on is relationship based. Troy has a lot of people that he knows, and certainly in the American Hockey League now, after spending 4 years there, is very well connected in that league. So the combination of I think gives us double the effectiveness when it comes to our contacts and our recruiting abilities. There's a lot of good candidates. I can tell you it was not easy, but in the end, we like the fact that he's a young coach. He's 43 years old, but he's got 8 years experience. We think he's hitting his prime. We also think that he's a coach that's on the way up. He's somebody that we think is going to do a very good job, but realistically, if he does a very good job, he's only going to be here for a year or two. And so we like the fact that we think he's an up-and-comer, that he's got experience, but he's still young. He's got something to prove, quite frankly. When you're at a higher level and you take a step backwards, even if it's to be a head coach, there's risks involved. And I know Troy, one of the thought process for him was coming here is he felt he had to win. And obviously by him taking the job is an indication of how confident he is that he can be successful here. But I know for his own career and for himself personally and for his family that this move only made sense for him because he thought he could win.
John, you have a background with him.
Honestly, the connection came through Paul Willett. Paul Willett is a boyhood friend, grew up virtually in the same neighborhood. Paul Willett was Troy's man's best man at his wedding, and Paul was the one that initially alerted us to the fact that he may not be going back to Hershey. Hershey went through a head coaching change here recently. Anytime that happens, it can ultimately affect the assistant coach. They ended up, Troy was considered, was one of the 3 finalists for the Hershey head job. They ended up giving it to Mike Haviland, who has an extensive record, NHL experience. No one could, I think, argue with the choice of Mike Haviland as the head coach. But with that decision, Troy now was being considered as an assistant, still could have stayed there potentially, but decided rather than wait and go through the process, he liked the idea of being a head coach. This gave him that opportunity, and he elected to, rather than go through the waiting for the assistant coach decision at Hershey, to take this job.